All right. Hello again, Spokane. Phil Tyler,
Meg Demand.
and this is episode 2 of Colorful Conversations. And it's a conversation that we want to invite you into our living room and have a open and honest conversation about what it is to be an interracial couple and how that impacts us on a day-to-day basis.
And what are you calling this one?
This is Backlash for the Brothas.
Backlash for the Brothers. Because I felt like last time we talked a lot about my experience of being the white girl in the relationship. So this time I was, since it's come up quite a bit in our conversations at home, what has it been for your experience dating and being married to a white woman?
Yeah, so it's unique, and I've got to really put some nuance and context to it, because the backlash that I get as a black man in a relationship with a white woman is twofold, right? I get a lot of backlash personally and to my face by black people, but I get a lot of backlash that's more hateful and vitriolic online by white people and trolls, and that's a whole nother episode that we'll talk about. That aspect.
A whole other one, yeah.
Yeah.
So, tell me some of the comments that you've heard while we've been married, that you've heard from people in the community, because you're, for people that know us and new people that are starting to get to know us, Philip's been a major advocate in this community for the past few years, being the president of the NAACP, and just some of the conversations that people have brought you to the table to have. What has come across in your conversations that you've heard about being married to a white woman?
Yeah. And what's unique about it is that it's the most hurtful, right? The conversations or the comments that I get is that I can't be a true advocate for the black community because I'm married to a white woman. And I have to tell you something, and I really want to share it to our public out there and let them in on a little secret. When I get comments like that, or when other brothers out there get comments like that, or even sisters that are married to a white man, when they say you can't advocate for your community because you're married to a white woman or a black man, here's what I say to that comment. Come a little bit closer. That's ridiculous. And it really is. Mm-hmm. Because, again, some of these comments were made to me when I was in the seat of the president of the Spokane NAACP, advocating for brothers in the community, advocating for the black community, advocating for the minority community. And I did a wonderful job at doing that. And the troubling part about it was also is that a lot of these comments came from people that were themselves in an interracial relationship, oddly, or were the product of an interracial relationship. Mm-hmm. So it really didn't make any sense to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what is I have one in mind. I'm kind of prompting you to tell about this one. The comment about white people are the devil. Kind of give us the context of when you heard that comment.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to the backlash that you get because you're married to a white woman, or vice versa, a black woman married to a white man. We were at an MLK breakfast function, and a pastor, of all people, came up to me in a sidebar and said that he was here in our community because the white man was the devil, and it was his job to root them out.
And he was
I said,
to do that or something?
Yeah, and I said to him, I said, well, what do you want me to do with that, brother? You know my wife is white. Mm-hmm. You know, and his comment to me was, and we hear these comments all the time, and again, it just really exposes your own bias or prejudice. The comment was, well, not Meg, she's one of the good ones. Mm-hmm. And you've heard the same thing.
I've heard the same
not
thing
Phil,
about you.
He's
not
one of the good
Phil,
ones.
he's one of the good ones.
And all that comment is nonsense, right? Mm-hmm. It is just exposing your own prejudice and bias. But the reality is there are plenty of good brothers and sisters in this community that may be in relationships with someone that does not look like them. Whether it's a white woman, whether it's a white man, whether it's an Asian woman, Native American, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. They are still great advocates. They are great professionals. They are great businessmen and women. They are great instructors, etc. So the comment really is confusing because, as the president, I was advocating for that minority community. I was advocating for transgender. I was advocating for our gay LGBTQ brothers and sisters, and the comments that we were making in this group together collectively was, we can't discriminate against who they love. Love is love is love. Yet they're discriminating against me and any other brother that might be out there who happens to love or fall in love with a white woman, or any sister out there that happens to be falling in love with a white man. Now, the two things can't be consistent, right? If you were an advocate for no discrimination on one hand, yet discriminating against someone on the other, something's wrong.
It doesn't always make sense, though, because some people get to be advocates and they get very narrow-minded, but yet we're supposed to be very open-minded. So, yeah.
Well, our existence is about breaking down this stereotype that you can't be in a relationship yet still hold on to your roots. That's just a fallacy. It really is. And to think that because a black man is in a relationship with a white woman or whatever woman that's not a black woman, somehow they have lost their card, right? Or they don't know what it is, or they forgot where they're from. I know where I'm from. Or we hate ourselves, or we hate our color. Look, I love me some me, I love my mother, I love my father, I love my sisters. I love all my sisters and brothers in this community who are doing great things. And I will never question who it is you choose to love. Because again, love is love. Whoever that chooses, whoever you choose and who you find.
And it's tough. I mean, I'm sure that it's hard for people to see us together, just because it's so different. And so I think that that's some of the stares that we get. We talked about Loving versus Virginia, the lawsuit that was in the year that you were born, made biracial marriages legal. Sure. And so it still is new for some people. So, and some people ask me, why do black men date white women? Is it because of the population difference? Is it because we're 10%, a less than 10% black population here in Spokane? Is there just not enough people to choose from or so on?
Yeah, and I hear that quite often, right?
It's hard to generalize that.
It is generalization, and whenever you generalize or broad brushstroke anything, someone is impacted by that. Here's the statement: numbers are one thing, and demographic is a reality. But love is not about demographic. Love is about whom you fall in love with, who you connect with, whomever that is. And if we're going to be a group or a team that says, a society that says, it is okay, we're going to eliminate discrimination, we are not going to punish you or berate you about who you love, then it has to be consistent across all lines.
Yeah, sure.
All lines.
Sure. Yeah. Do you have one more thing that people have said to you, or do you want me to share one from me?
That they said to you about me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
so
I'd love
I've
to hear
had,
that. Yeah.
And I didn't take major offense to this, and I understand what people are saying, but when black women have said to me, you're dating one of the good black men in Spokane, because I kind of like took you off the market.
You're taking all the good brothers.
Or so on. And I'm sure it is tough for people who are who are maybe black, who would like to date somebody who's black. But that's a tricky one too, and I got the pass for that one too. But
I would take offense to that because that statement means there's only a limited or finite number of good brothers in a community, and that's ridiculous too. Because I know plenty of good brothers that are out there doing good things and doing good work.
Or I've always said, men, and I'm like, aren't we advocating or vice versa? The other way? So maybe
But I've always said this: if most of the times that I've heard that, I've heard that comment back when I was single, coming out of clubs, in the evening, talking about ain't no good brothers in here. Well, if the brothers you're looking for are in the club, the same club you be in every night, every Friday, every Saturday, that's probably not the best place to look for that good brother, right?
We always
because I know there was some
Mr.
brothers
wrong, not
that
Mr.
was
right.
Yeah, I know there was some cats in there that was doing wrong back in those days. Not to say you can't find a good brother there, but if you see him there every weekend and he's talking to somebody different, that's probably not the good cat you're looking for. Let's be honest, right?
That's just obvious.
Yeah, but you find love wherever you find it. But love should not be defined by skin tone.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're nearing 10 minutes, so we're trying to keep these around 10 minutes for everyone. And so we have another one coming up, and we are going to talk about social media trolls and an experience we had right before before we got married.
Before we got married, yeah.
It was a beauty.
Hey,
So,
haters out there. It's real.
Yep. So thanks again for joining us. And I am Meg DeMann, the white woman.
I am Phil Tyler, a black man. And we'll talk to you next time on Colorful Conversations.
Thank you.